Hello and welcome. My name is Zafar Iqbal and you are watching the Mojo Story. By now, you'd have watched those visuals on your television sets or on the mobile phones where a passenger, an angry, unruly passenger, assaults a pilot on an Indigo flight. There you can see him punching the pilot on the flight. Those visuals have gone viral now. Now, this passenger who assaulted the, the pilot when he was making an announcement on a Delhi Goa bound flight. Now, this is the video that surfaced on the social media. The unruly passenger has been handed over to the law enforcement agencies. The incident is under investigation. We want to understand this situation. What we know is that there's a lot of fog in North India, and that is obviously delaying flights. It's not happening for the first time, it's been happening year after year. Let's go across to uh, uh, Augustine Vinod, is the group captain. Welcome to the show, Augustine Vinodji. What do you make of this incident? There was a lot of fog that caused the delay in the flight, and this agitated passenger, you know, beats up the pilot. It's very unusual.
Very unusual. In fact, इनका सरनेम भी कटारिया है और जब मैंने इनका नाम सुना जफर जी, when I heard his name, the first thing that popped up in my mind was, if you remember, Ruben Katyal, who got killed in that IC 811.
Right.
So, and offline we were discussing how the world is, since IC 811 days, our young days to now, has become so impatient, and how
Right.
instant gratification, like the food you want to eat is instantly available, the information you
Yeah.
want is instantly available, person whom you want to speak
Yeah.
are instantly available on the other end of your telephone line. I remember
Mm.
writing letters home when I joined Air Force. Those days we could only write letters home.
Right.
And Varsha and I, who were happily married for over 28, 29 years, fell in love
Yeah.
writing each other. चिट्ठियां लिख
Like
करके अब चिट्ठी में हमारी
That's a
हमारा
that's
प्यार
a
का वो
that's
हुआ.
a that's an era that's gone. I don't know whether anybody writes letters now. People seem to have forgotten writing. At least I am hardly writing anything. We just type on our laptops or phones. That's what it has come down to.
No, that's what I'm saying. See, instant gratification has led to people becoming impatient. Uh,
Yeah.
I remember, sir,
Mm.
similar fog time. Railway station was Mughal Sarai. I was going home from Tejpur to Bombay. So those
Right.
days you had to come to Mughal Sarai, change
Yeah.
the train because I think it was meter gauge it used to come to Mughal Sarai. Mughal Sarai se we used to catch a broad gauge train and go. And you, me, people of our time have slept in the platform for 48 hours or
Yeah.
more. I
Yes.
remember spending 72 hours in the platform. So what I'm not saying, I'm not justifying that people should spend time waiting for aeroplanes. But what I'm here, and I'm not here also to talk about this video because this
Yeah.
video is just a
Yeah.
demonstration of what the
Yeah.
situation today is. It could have been
Right.
Qataria, it could have been anybody.
Right.
So that is not what we are here to discuss. What we are here to discuss is little more technical aspect of
Yes.
the entire what do you say, impatience that you may show.
Yes.
So
Yes.
there are four important points I want to flag for our viewers. And
Mm.
Mojo Story has a lot of international viewers too, so it is applicable internationally.
Yeah.
Inside the aeroplane, especially if the door is closed, the rules applicable post Tokyo Convention. Tokyo Convention में ये सारी decisions ली गई. Post Tokyo Convention, inside the aeroplane, especially when the door is closed, when the door is open, if you do some activity like this, he is called a disruptive passenger. जब डोर बंद हो जाता है, he is called an unruly passenger. ये दोनों में फर्क है. Legal
Yes.
act is same,
Yes.
but legally it has different connotation.
Right.
Let me give you an example. There was a person who was traveling from Goa. This fellow was going to Goa. There was a person traveling from Goa. He
Right.
was in inebriated condition. He stood up and said, I have a bomb or something like that. He was behind bars for 11 years.
Right.
So things are not inside aviation. you working near aeroplane, walking
Yes.
near aeroplane, boarding an aeroplane, disembarking from an aeroplane, you have to be very careful because the legal connotations applied to you can be very bad for you, your family, your children, your wife, and everybody. So that is
Right. And
something.
here also the Indigo has come out with a statement that's been reported. He has been termed as an unruly passenger. The statement, as per the protocol, Indigo said the passenger was declared unruly and handed over to the local law enforcement agencies for further action. Now, according to the airline, the incident is being referred to the independent internal committee for appropriate action and inclusion of the passenger on the no-fly list as laid down in the regulatory guidelines. A complaint has been filed with the Delhi police. So essentially, he was asked to go down, handed over to the police, and then the flight took off. Now, there's the background to all of this. The flight was late by several hours, but it's just about half an hour or so. These passengers were inside the flight. That's when this incident happened. Now, what can a pilot or the crew do when there is so much of a fog and flights are generally getting delayed?
Absolutely. So what I was telling you was that people are talking about. Let's explain this a little bit. The problem is that people's understanding is not clear. One of the senior uh, politician talked about Cat 3
Hmm.
approach, or Cat 3 facility is not being available.
Hmm.
Cat 3 landing facility is an instrument landing facility which is applicable for landing, not takeoff. The
Right,
visibility required for landing is 75 meters, where there's
right,
visibility required for takeoff is 125 meters. So takeoff के लिए जो visibility चाहिए जफर जी is more, and landing के लिए visibility is less. Why? Because landing happens automatically. Cat 3 landing,
right,
in the pilot is not touching the control unless required to. Only after
right,
landing the pilot takes over control to bring it back to the parking area, which is why the 75-meter visibility requirement. क्योंकि लैंडिंग
right.
के बाद रनवे के लाइट देख करके he will come back to the parking area.
So
Whereas
this is
for
an
takeoff,
important no, this is an important technical point that you have put across. What happens generally when we are at the airports? We say that, oh, flights got delayed, but see, other flights are landing. Why is this our flight has got delayed? So generally, people don't understand that there is a different set of a protocol for a takeoff and entirely different set of a protocol for landing. The requirements, the guidelines of visibility are also different. That's essentially what you're saying.
absolutely. And the requirement for takeoff is 125 meters. Now, the runway visibility is measured by an equipment called transmissometer. This continuously gives the information on one side of the runway. Here, New Delhi has 8 runways, not 4 runways, 8.
Right,
4 landing strips, 8 runways. That means every landing strip has 2 runways, one on either side. So there are one left, one right, 29 left, 29 right. जो द्वारका की तरफ है दो रनवे. Those are one left right, 29 left right. 2 strips, 4 runways. On the other side, you have 2810 and 2709. So total 8 runways, out of which 3 runways have Cat 3 landing facilities. Cat 3 is always an
right,
auto land. So
right.
automatically aeroplane will come and land. Landing is not the issue. Issue
Yeah.
is takeoff
Take off.
world over. Zafar ji, not India. वर्ल्ड ओवर कोई भी हवाई जहाज नहीं है पूरी दुनिया में जहां ऑटोमेटिक
Yeah.
टेक ऑफ होता हो. There is
Mm.
no automatic takeoff. Everybody, this 125 meters I'm telling you is a
Yeah.
universal requirement. There are airlines which operate smaller aeroplanes in some different air bases which requires 8 and 500 meters, some cases 400 meters, or some cases 800 meters, depending on the type of visibility for takeoff. So takeoff
Right.
in Delhi, in aeroplane which are capable, like all the aeroplane operating out of Delhi are capable, 125 meters takeoff visibility is required. जब ट्रांसमिसोमीटर जिसके ऊपर आपका कोई कंट्रोल नहीं है, it is technology, it is an equipment which continuously gives you what is your
Mm.
visibility continuously. If it is not telling you 125, if it tells you 120, you cannot take off. It is regulatory requirement. Why?
Yeah.
Jyotiraditya Scindia ji has clearly mentioned in his tweet. आप वो ट्वीट को भी जरा जो बड़ा वाला जो ट्वीट है जिसमें
Yes.
ज्योतिरादित्य
Yes.
सिंधिया जी ने लिखा है वो
Yeah. We'll
पुल अप
try and get
कीजिएगा.
that up.
He said,
Yeah.
yeah, he has said that very clearly. It is in the interest of the safety of the passengers that that decision was taken not to allow any takeoff or landing. क्योंकि yesterday was unprecedented fog where visibility had come below 50. So
Right.
that is the problem. ये लोगों
So,
को
it's
समझाना समझना जरूरी.
there is also this misconception कि श्रीनगर में तो जहाज टेक ऑफ नहीं किया, दिल्ली में तो आराम से करते हैं, इससे ज्यादा फॉग होती है. That's also a misconception that you're trying to explain that it's not the case. It happens world over. There is a set of guidelines and SOP that has been laid out, and everybody follows that at SOP. What may work for landing may not work for takeoff, and there is a universal sort of a guideline for a Srinagar airport, Jammu airport, Delhi airport, or a Bangalore airport.
Absolutely. See, DGCA is signatory to International Civil Aviation Organization, ICAO. ICAO gives out the guidelines, and the states, in our case India, we make the rules out of those guidelines.
Right.
And these are all stemming from ICAO guidelines. So let's talk about Srinagar. I mean, since you are from there and I watched your shows covering in that area,
Yeah.
Srinagar mein, you can't take off at 125-meter visibility. Why? You can take off from an airport which has 120, which has something called LVP, low visibility procedures, in place. From that place, from that runway only, you can take off at 125. Otherwise, आपको 400 मीटर चाहिए. You understanding what I'm trying to say? You
Yes,
need
yes.
certain kind of light for you to take off at 125-meter visibility. In Delhi, all runways have the facility to take off at 125-meter visibility. क्योंकि
So it's also
lighting
something to
system
do with
चाहिए.
the altitude of a place. Like Delhi is at a different
लाइट्स
altitude.
रनवे के
Lights,
ऊपर जो
yes.
लाइट्स है ना,
जो lights
जो
है,
ग्रीन
yes.
लाइट और
जैसे
ये, हाँ,
या जैसे श्रीनगर एयरपोर्ट पे तो लाइट्स नहीं है, दिल्ली एयरपोर्ट
हाई
पे लाइट्स है.
इंटेंसिटी लाइट बोलते हैं, HEIL. हाई
So these are very,
इंटेंसिटी लाइट चाहिए.
yes, these are very technical points that you are mentioning, if people don't know of, and they generally make assumptions when they are waiting at the airports when flights get delayed. But these are the points that viewers should pay attention to. What's being said is very important. They are very technical points, but at the same time, they are very important to understand that delay in flights. See, look at those visuals. Now, this person is agitated. He doesn't understand those technical points. And coming to this person, the SOP that's been laid out, that he's been handed over to the police, investigation has been put in place, and he's on a no-fly list. Does this only apply for this particular airline, or he'll be put on a no-fly for other airlines as well?
It's a good question. See, there are two issues you have raised. Okay, one issue, Zafarji, is what is the law? Okay, which is what I was trying to tell you. Unruly. If the moment he is declared unruly, a different set of law is applied to him. Apart from the
Right.
criminal proceedings, you also have the other aspects of law which governs the aviation also gets applied on you. आप समझ रहे हैं? So that law has severe punishment, which is as per law. So that is point number one. Point number two, because of this behavior, rights of admission reserved करके आपने देखा होगा hotels के बाहर लिखा होता है. So hotels or restaurants have the right of reservation, isn't it?
Right.
Because it is their premises. So something like that, airlines say, okay, this person has been behaved in this manner, so I will not let him fly in my aeroplane for next 3 months or 6 months. Right. So these are time-bound measures airlines take, and normally airlines don't take very strict actions because eventually it is the customer, you see. So नो फ्लाई लिस्ट में ज्यादा दिन तक एयरलाइंस किसी को भी नहीं रखती हैं परमानेंटली। तो मैंने आज तक नहीं देखा कि किसी पैसेंजर को किसी एयरलाइन ने परमानेंटली नो फ्लाई लिस्ट में रखा हो। बट दैट इज द इंटरनल मैटर। But what is of consequence to Mr. Kataria is the amount of jail time he is looking at as per law, within the bounds of law, because he was declared unruly and given to the CISF. Now, CISF will file an FIR, and he will, like it has happened, and he has taken to the civil police. Now, civil police will apply the criminal proceedings as it is because you assaulted somebody unprovoked. But
Yeah,
also, since you assaulted somebody unprovoked inside an aeroplane, other provisions
yeah.
of law also get applied to him, like
Oh,
like the ones which are there in every country, and every country has different set of laws. But ये सारी चीजें जो हैं, it comes down from an international
yeah.
guidelines which was put upon or brought upon to the aviation world because of such incidents that used to happen in Europe and America. टोक्यो कन्वेंशन। सो यूरोप और
Yeah,
अमेरिका में 10, 15, 20 साल पहले इस तरह की चीजें आम बातें होती थी। ये
right.
जो नया law आने के बाद इट नाउ हैज गॉट सम काइंड ऑफ कंट्रोल, स्पेशली इन यूरोप, because Europe has this issue of fog in this time of the year very high. So a lot of people went to jail. So people have understood you have to show patience, otherwise you will end up in jail.
You also have to understand, when this person is assaulting the pilot, after this incident gets over, the pilot still has to be in that frame of mind where he has to, guide this aircraft from Delhi to Goa. Now, look at the situation that he is already entered into a situation with this passenger. There has been an exchange. He has tried to punch him, and afterwards, the pilot has gone ahead with his schedule. Now, there are other things involved also. After, we are all human beings, there are other passengers also in the aircraft. They must also what's going on in their mind when this thing is happening.
बिल्कुल जी। सी जफर, यू आर सो राइट। I'm putting myself in that captain shoe. See, captain came
Yeah,
out. He could have done the public announcement from the cockpit, but he
yeah,
came out and he faced the passengers and told them that he was trying to explain why the delay in a very cordial, in a very customer centric manner. So that should be appreciated. And I double my appreciation to the captain, because he did not take this assault personally, and he immediately moved back.
right.
And the crew also quickly, if you see, she pushed the cart
Yeah,
so that the impact of the assault did not come on the pilot. So she also
right.
acted very correctly. So all the professionals in this frame of reference have acted in a very professional manner, except for this gentleman. And
But
again,
I've
I come back
also,
to,
yeah,
yes,
yes,
please.
yes. Please speak on, sir. Please speak on, sir.
Again, I come back to the point is that when there are disruptions in air services, ये लोगों को समझना जरूरी है, disruptions in air services due to weather or fog, it is well beyond the control of anybody, DGCA, airlines, airport authority. It is well beyond the control of anybody, because they are acting in the larger interest of पैसेंजर सेफ्टी। बहुत जरूरी है ये समझना। पैसेंजर सेफ्टी, अब
Absolutely.
सर सलामत पगड़ी हजार कहते हैं ना, तो
Right,
आपके सेफ्टी के लिए ये डिसीजन लिया जा रहा है, ये आपको समझना है। अगर आप
right.
नहीं जा पा रहे हैं किसी जगह, गोवा नहीं जा पा रहे हैं, आप गोवा के बीच में नहीं घूम नहीं पा रहे हैं, वो
Yeah,
क्यों नहीं हो पा रहा है? क्योंकि आपका सेफ्टी डीजीसी के लिए, एयरलाइन के लिए, एयरपोर्ट के लिए सर्वप्रथम है। It
yeah,
is on top. It is most important for them. That is why they are not allowing operations beyond a certain stipulated rules of operations. So
right.
people should thank airlines and airport and DGCA that please fly us only when it is safe to conduct operations. So they should be
on
thankful
your
and they should
yes,
not be angry.
absolutely. And on your screen, you saw Radhika Apte waiting. They're putting out, photographs earlier. But just for my own understanding, generally this cockpit door is closed. How come the pilot came out to make the announcement? It doesn't happen most times.
Correct.
How the
That is why I
Yeah,
said, Zafarji, ki I really appreciate the pilot because normally जब delay होता है, so people do announcement from the cockpit. But sometimes they come out to to face the passengers and tell them the delays because of this, because of that. And why do they do that when they see a pilot doing the announcement face to face? 99.9% of the time, agitated passengers become shant.
they cool down.
So this particular behavior is outside the norms of understanding. कटारिया जी
Yeah,
का जो बिहेवियर है
yeah,
वो नॉर्म्स के बिल्कुल ही बाहर था, क्योंकि नॉर्म ये कहता है कि जब पायलट को देखते हैं लोग और जब पायलट अनाउंस करता है कि ये इस वजह से डिले है, जो लोग एजिटेटेड भी होते हैं, दे आर लिटिल साइलेंट और they take, okay, pilot has said he is doing his best to take us to Goa quickly.
Lastly, I want to ask you about this social media. Somebody, uh, you know, made this video, posted it, and that's how people got to know about it. Suppose there was no social media, this video was not there. Then again, how would people know what's happened inside? Then again, people will say that no, perhaps he was well within his rights. He was just trying to understand why was there a delay in the first place.
Zafarji, today you step out of your house, till the time you go into your bedroom, switch off all the TV, laptop, everything, everybody is watching you.
Right.
Maybe more than one camera is all the time watching you. So there is no moment koi reel nahi bana raha ho. Somebody is
Right.
making a reel all the time. So today, if to think that none of your actions will go unnoticed, you are wrong.
Right.
I don't have
You're
any
all-
doubt. मेरे को पता है, मैं when I'm going in the airport, somebody is doing some reel or the other, and I keep wondering कि इतना अच्छा मोमेंट है, सनराइज है, आप उसको एंजॉय कीजिए, अपने जहन में बिठा लीजिए, ना कि मोबाइल लेकर के.
That's a very interesting point. One cannot escape the gaze of the camera in today's time. You're always under watch, under some sort of a camera that's taking your photos, or your videos. But clearly, this is an important, for people to understand, because generally people have a view. Whenever there are disruptions, whenever flights get delayed, people make their own assumptions. But thanks so much, Group Captain Augustine Vinod, for making us understand how exactly all of this works. And I hope it will be very useful for the viewers also, for their understanding when it comes to flight delays, takeoff, landing, and the fog. Thanks so much for joining us, and thanks so much for watching the Mojo Story.
Thank you, Zafarji. Pranam to you.
Mojo Story has always made a commitment to its viewers to go to where the story is. And as you can see here, we are at the epicenter of the Israel war on Gaza. We are right at the front line, about 1 mile from the Gaza Strip, as the Israeli military gets ready with its tanks and its gunners to begin its final frontal assault that will take troops into Gaza. As we said, we are not like other organizations. We believe in giving you all sides of the story objectively and as much as possible from the ground. And that's exactly what we're doing here, covering the biggest global story today from the epicenter of the war zone. So please, we need your support. Support us, become a Mojo member, subscribe to us, spread the word, and thank you for your support.